Most Americans can name Donald Trump. Many can name Joe Biden. Fewer can name Brett Kavanaugh or Amy Coney Barrett. But almost no one knows the name Leonard Leo, and that's exactly how he prefers it. While the country fights over policies, Leo quietly builds the structures that decide them. He's not an elected official. He doesn't run for office. But over the past 20 years, Leonard Leo has done more to reshape the American legal landscape than any senator, any president, or any judge. And he's done it behind the curtain. A former vice president of the Federalist Society, Leo helped handpick the Supreme Court justices who overturned Roe v. Wade. Wade narrowed voting rights and stripped environmental protections. But he didn't stop at the High Court. He built a pipeline. From district courts to appeals courts, Leo's influence extends like a legal shadow network, placing loyal ideologues where precedent used to live. And now he has the money to go even further. In 2022, Leo received a jaw-dropping $1.6 billion donation, the largest single political gift in American history. Not to fund a campaign, but to build the future of American governance in his image. That means legal challenges against government regulation, climate policy, abortion access, and even how elections are certified. The playbook? It's already written. It's called Project 2025, and Leonard Leo is one of its architects. He's also the man behind the lavish, undisclosed gifts and trips to Supreme Court justices like Samuel Alito and Clarence Thomas. The kind of perks that would get a public servant fired, but which glide past ethics rules in a judiciary with no meaningful oversight. And yet, the headlines rarely mention his name. That's the danger. While we're busy arguing on social media about candidates and slogans, Leonard Leo is writing the footnotes of history. In fine print most of us never see. This isn't conspiracy. It's coordination. And it's working. So the next time you wonder how a fringe legal theory became binding law, or why public trust in the courts has cratered, remember this name. Not because he shouts it, but because he doesn't have to. Leonard Leo, the most powerful unelected man in America, and we're letting him do it in silence. 1. He's almost completely invisible to the public. Most Americans couldn't pick him out of a lineup, and yet he has arguably reshaped more of the American political landscape than any living figure, without ever running for office. 2. He operates through permanence, not popularity. While presidents come and go, Leo's real power comes from engineering a judicial supermajority and embedding his ideology into the law for decades, particularly through lifetime federal judges. 3. He has billion-dollar influence with zero accountability. Through his networks, like the Marble Freedom Trust, he's moved $1.6 billion from donors into judicial appointments, legal activism, and media shaping, with almost no oversight or press scrutiny. 4. His agenda is deeply ideological and strategic. This isn't just about being conservative. It's about remaking the constitutional framework, weakening federal oversight, empowering state-level theocracy, rolling back decades of precedent on voting rights, reproductive rights, regulatory power, and civil protections. He's the architect behind decisions like Dobbs, Shelby County, and now the Chevron deference rollback, each systematically shifting power away from elected government and toward courts, corporations, and Christian legal theory. So, a quick recap. Former executive vice president of the Federalist Society, longtime judicial kingmaker on the American right architect of the conservative legal revolution, including stacking the Supreme Court, quiet hand behind Project 2025, the policy playbook for a post-democracy conservative state. Why he's dangerous. He doesn't run for office. He runs people who do. He's behind the curtain shaping judicial, legal, and policy infrastructure that outlasts any election. His fingerprints are on decisions gutting voting rights, abortion access, campaign finance law, and federal agency power. He builds systems, not headlines. While Trump tweets and shouts, Leo writes the manual, places the judges, and engineers the undoing of the administrative state. Bureaucratic reprogramming disguised as liberty. He understands how to leverage chaos. The louder the MAGA noise, the more quietly Leo's network rewires the levers of power. Supreme Court, state AGs, education boards, religious coalitions, media outlets. He has billions at his disposal now. In 2022, he received $1.6 billion from Barseed, the largest known political donation in U.S. history, and he's using it not to run ads, but to reshape the legal battlefield. Why people overlook him. No bombastic rallies, no orange spray tan, no obvious cult of personality. The media mostly sees him as that judicial guy from the Federalist Society. But under the radar, he's weaponizing legal legitimacy, which is far more enduring than any single politician's charisma. If Trump is the actor, Leonard Leo is the playwright, and the stage manager, and the guy who installed the trapdoor under the audience.